This morning we have made it back to the States. We're in New York. We are staying in East Harlem on this trip in an apartment. Actually, I really like the apartment, but it's a little bit out of the way. So we are walking. We're a 15-minute walk to the metro every day. And first stop today is Ellis Island.
They call it a subway here.
Yeah.
They don't sell sandwiches though.
So we were lucky enough, our metro stop is actually like on an express line right down all the way to the bottom of the city. So that's actually quite convenient not to have to transfer anything. So after a little 20-minute ride or something like that, we have made it to get in. There is like an airport security style check to get. We did the Statue City cruises, and so that gives you your ferry ride and your entrance for Staten Island and the Statue of Liberty, or Ellis Island, I guess is what it is. Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty. Saying things wrong because I'm too tired. You can buy tickets here if you didn't purchase ahead of time. We're in peak season, so I've heard warning not to do that, but it doesn't look incredibly busy right now. So you come 30 minutes before your ticket time so you can get through security and all of that, and so far so good. So we made it through the security check. So when you get to Battery Park, it's all the way back there. So if you're like the memorial with all the the names like this, then you're gonna head to your right, go through the security. It is marked out fairly well once you get back into the park, but right off the subway station, not so much. When you come out of the subway, take a hard right. Now we're just gonna go get on the boat.
Ole Miss, New York.
Ole Miss, New York. You guys all ready? Let's not over dramatize the jet lag. Today's the day she needs coffee.
So much.
We made it! Stop one. You can't buy tickets to go up in the crown and on the pedestal. We did not do that. So we're taking our lap. What do you think? The views of the New York City line are amazing from here too. So being back in the States, there's something that we did a bunch when we were traveling in the RV that we haven't been able to do for a while, and that's the Junior Ranger program of the national parks. So Liberty Island here is actually part of the national park system. Because of that, you can pick up at the information center or at the museum. You go in, you tell them that you've got kids who want to do the Junior Ranger. It gives them some things that they should learn while they're here, asks them questions, and then they get a really cool badge after all of them, and it gives them an activity, so it's more than just like a stand and take pictures. So we love it, and all the national parks or national monuments we go to, we ask badges. Of all of our travels, I think we only had one place that they tried to charge for it, right? Yes. In Washington. They charge like $18. But we're super excited that we saw the park rangers here because I hadn't even thought about it, and that will be how we'll spend our time before we head over to Ellis Island. So we here at the information. Ren, show me what's on your neck. So we have these free audio guides. You can pick them up just straight across here, right when you get off the ferry. Just go straight. There's a little booth. And don't sit on stairs. Then let me see what your Junior Ranger thing is. Sometimes they're booklets. This one's just a one page.
Well, it's like double-sided.
Well, yeah. So they're gonna answer these questions and we'll bring it back in and get their Junior Ranger badge. It's a super fun thing to do with the kids, and suddenly is like changed their whole attitude about here, because it's not just a stop and take a picture, but really makes it kind of interesting. And now they'll remember a little more, hopefully. So these are our audio guides. They just go on a lanyard around your neck. When you get to a sign, then you put in the number and hit pound, and then it will tell you. You can just hold it up to your ear like an old phone. That'll be strange for the children, nostalgic for the rest of us, and then it will give you all the information. So I'm listening to the audio tour right now. You put in 100 at the flagpole to start. It'll explain everything for you, where to walk, how it goes. There's 3 different audio tours. There's a little screen on it to give you like information on what to look for. And if you have headphones with a cord, so outdated, right? Just kidding. You can actually put your headphones in and just let it dangle while you walk, which is a really good tip if you've got them from your flight anyway. We had a great time. We did the Junior Ranger program. Ryan, you want to show me? We get these little badges. These ones are pretty cool. After they finish their page and go back, you turn it in.
Blind people with them.
Yeah, they're having fun reflecting with
Do
it.
that.
Anyway, it's fun because it's very informational for the kids. It also leads them through the museum part so that you can go through it and they're not bored. And now we're on to Ellis Island. They have one at Ellis Island as well, so we'll go do that. We've made it to Ellis Island. We've actually been here for a minute because we went and ate. We were like starving, so I went and got a hamburger. And I'm already loving being here. For me personally, I had grandparents that came through Ellis Island, so not even that far back in our history. Yeah, so we're gonna go check out the registry room, things like that. A little different experience for me with that in mind, but it was cool that they got to, when they got here, they got to eat, and so it was kind of fun to eat here and be like, oh, it's the same room. So if you're into nostalgia, otherwise you might just roll your eyes at me. At any rate, we're enjoying and we're off to go check out the Ellis Island experience. As far as audio tours go, I am really enjoying the way the Ellis Island is set up. So you go room to room, it leads you through the whole thing, and there's numbers on the wall, and you put them in your little audio room, and you get to listen along. There's stories from people who had immigrated, and explains the process of getting here, and it's really quite in depth, but very entertaining is not the right way, but it's very engaging. There's stories from people from all over the world, and it really gives you a better idea of how differently immigrating to the US was than a lot of other countries that we've experienced. So we're really enjoying it. Definitely struggling over the jet lag. The kids are here on the benches seconds from sleep. We're kind of taking it slow, but really just enjoying this. So if you only have time to do like one of the islands like really thoroughly, Ellis Island over the Statue of Liberty is definitely what I would say. Again, I have family ties here, and so for me it was really cool to see. But even my husband is he's going through it. Lance is loving hearing the stories and really grasping what immigration to the US was. So we're having fun. Before we took our little bench break, the kids did do their Junior Ranger program. This one has quite a bit of information. It's a big book, huh? But they love having these, and it's a really cool collector item for them. It was pretty fun that they got to do that, and they learned a lot. Did you learn a lot about immigrating through Ellis Island?
Yes, and if your kids want to be entertained, so the audio tours, they actually have something, and it will have like a picture of like a kid with earmuffs, like headphones on, like these ones, and then it will have two parents behind them. But it has a number up there, and just tell your kid to put the number in, and then click play, and then it can give them like, it basically like it tells you, imagine that you're blah blah blah.
So you have the audio version, and then there's a different number corresponding to like the icon of the family, and that's more of like the kids one, and it has things told by the little kids who came through, like stories and things that they find a little bit more interesting, and tells it in a way that makes more sense to them. So I super appreciate that they made it a very accessible museum for the whole family.